recorded live at the Gateway in downtown Salt Lake City and premiering on Fite TV. This is Devotion Championship Wrestling. Hello, folks. Lauren Gardner, the Cicerone, coming to you from the DCW Arena. Wait a sec. Oh, for crying out loud. Lee was doing a mic check so we could get the show started. And MK and his self-proclaimed prophets of destruction. This is the thanks Lee gets, for doing his job and checking the mics. No one is safe from these guys. And if you're wondering what the hell Kid Ref is doing with the prophets of destruction, well, make sure to tune into our Facebook page, as we will be showing an exhibition match there that went horribly awry, and we saw Kid Ref team up with the POD, more like POS. Adorning their New Jack attire, they've got a statement.
You can suspend greatness, but you can only postpone it. We are here to take everything, and we're gonna take it all. I have one more thing to say to my homeboy in Florida, OJ Simpson.
Oh, come on now.
Keep up the good work, baby. That's two less we have to worry about.
This is, oh, God.
Louis Farrakhan will be the next president. We're out of here. I love you, Jack.
With an homage to his fallen friend, POD continuing their statement of chaos. Tonight we have a lightweight heavyweight contest as newcomer TK VANDUE looks to better his record against up-and-comer Mr. Classic. And then in our main event, after the happenings of last week, declared by Big Papa Rob, an all-out brawl for the DCW Heavyweight Championship. Right now we have the Butcher Shop waiting backstage with the camera crew.
All right, Brett. On behalf of Mr. Lucas, we accept your one-on-one challenge for tonight. As for you, Rekka, you're gonna have to wait till next week when I make sure that steel folds you in half. And then right after that, I'm going to take out your husband and prove the whole world that I am the king of this company and put an end to the power couple. Capiche?
After what just happened in the ring, DCW General Manager, the Sheriff, Big Papa Rob, will be making an official address about this situation that is happening with the Prophets of Destruction. And as we just saw in response to Brett BUFFSHAY's challenge made last week, coming up next, a battle of the buffness. Welcome back to the Gateway. Referee Sean Bertal officiating this match, calls for the bell, and our competitors rush into it. Of course, this match was the impetus of what happened a couple of weeks ago when the Butcher Shop jumped Manny Smith. A great lariat delivered by Brett BUFFSHAY, who is training full-time at the Nightmare Factory in Atlanta, Georgia, feels a stiff-toed boot right from Mr. Lucas. In Mr. Lucas's corner, the bonesaw of the Butcher Shop, William Cutting. He's been acting as a coach, a trainer, a manager, also a little bit of a dictator to Mr. Lucas and Steele in the Butcher Shop. I tell you, the handful of times that we have seen Mr. Lucas in the ring, it has been impressive, if not frightening, to say the least. Filling that mentor slot for BUFFSHAY definitely would be Manny Smith, as Manny was the one who was able to help and inspire BUFFSHAY not only to travel to the Nightmare Factory to take on his dream full-time, but also to shift gears and to follow the Bodybuilder's Bible. I don't know if the BBB has anything that can help against a vicious chop like that, but Mr. Lucas finally relents after our official gets to a 3 count. Vicious chops right to the pectoralis major and the heart. Rake at the back from Mr. Lucas. Mr. Lucas looks to whip BUFFSHAY. BUFFSHAY comes off the ropes, goes for the bread basket. Well, it's not much of a bread basket. That is an iron vault of bread for Mr. Lucas. The man is a physical specimen, but BUFFSHAY using what speed advantage he does have against Lucas thus far. Lucas, who's been a flurry of offense thus far, now showing some of his defensive tactics as he is able to avoid a pinning attempt with a sunset flip. However, a great job by BUFFSHAY, who tries to maintain mat control going around the waist of Lucas, but in the end, it's Lucas who rises in ring control on his feet. BUFFSHAY out of the way, avoiding another attack in the corner from Mr. Lucas. Lucas perhaps biting off more than he can chew. A Russian leg sweep. BUFFSHAY goes for the cover. Just a 1 count. Lucas showing that he is not one to take lightly. BUFFSHAY going in again, trying to maintain any control that he can over the perhaps stronger Mr. Lucas. Red Rover, they both go right over. Chambertin starts the count. The devoted faithful rallying around BUFFSHAY, but BUFFSHAY holding his midsection. It has been the target for Mr. Lucas throughout this match. Lucas now up to his feet, adhering to the barking orders from the Bonesaw. And the two competitors trade blows to the side of the head. Visibly, both competitors are slowing down. BUFFSHAY able to block a strike, delivers a couple of quick crosses and a jawbreaker. Now comes off the ropes, and a leaping knee hammer puts Lucas down on his back. The devoted faithful almost as fired up as is BUFFSHAY. BUFFSHAY now ascending to the second rope, comes down with a double axe handle right on the crown of Mr. Lucas's cranium, but Lucas kicks out yet again. And this is what Brett BUFFSHAY trains for. If you follow him on social media, you know he is all about beating his own personal records in the, oh, come on now. Lucas now grabbing BUFFSHAY by the throat, scoops him up, and delivers a power bomb, goes for the cover, 1, 2, and that's it, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Mr. Lucas!
Felling BUFFSHAY as if he were a conifer. Mr. Lucas in the good graces of the Bonesaw, William Cuddy. But this is far from settled, as next week we will see Rekka Tejaka go up against Steel and William Cuddy take on Manny Smith. In anticipation of our main event, let's check in with the champ.
You know who plays there? Corporate fascists. I am your DCW heavyweight champion. And I fight for all that is good, the disenfranchised. Josh Glade. It bugs me to no end that tonight I have to beat you with weapons. Scold you like a dog, but you're not. You're not a dog. You're a human being. You have rights. I'm so sick of having to fight you for it. Tonight is gonna be your last opportunity for my championship. And if you can't beat me, because you won't, you'll never get another shot at my heavyweight championship.
We are back inside the DCW arena. And Mr. Classic now getting a vote of confidence from the devoted faithful behind him as he takes on who I would say possibly one of the best matched opponents he's had. Both of these light heavyweights coming from athletic backgrounds. DK coming from NCAA tennis, and Classic coming from the world of soccer. But right now it is DK who is in a world of hurt as Classic has employed a textbook shoulder lock. But DK, who has been training in Georgia, has learned the rules of the ring and has got a solid base of mat tactics beneath him, allowing him now to shed Classic off the ropes, but Classic's speed proves too much. Classic now off the ropes again. VANDUE goes underneath, looks to toss Classic, and Classic comes back with the prettiest drop kick in the game. Classic now in hot pursuit, goes for the cover, 2. Referee Ian Rollins gets to 2, and this match continues. Classic lining up VANDUE in his sights across the ring. He comes in looking for a double tiger knee. VANDUE able to get out of the way, scoops up his competitor. Oh, and drops him face first, giving him a mouthful of top turnbuckle to the dissatisfaction of the devoted faithful. Now it's ground and pound as VANDUE takes a full mount. Referee Ian Rollins quickly disperses a 5 count, breaking the illegal hold. VANDUE bending those rules even more, taking hold of Classic's hair, puts Classic into the corner, gives him another mouthful of turnbuckle, and begins shoulder sledding. Look at that, chopping his feet just like an offensive lineman wanting to move a rushing nose guard. A big roundhouse from VANDUE sends Classic into the other corner. Classic trying to come back with a lower uppercut, not enough to move VANDUE. VANDUE looking to set up a suplex, but it is blocked once, now twice by Classic. Classic reverses it into a pin. VANDUE quickly escapes, now looking for the backbreaker. Gets into position, goes for the cover, and Classic gets out at 2. Still in this game, no doubt. But Classic is trying to recuperate in the corner. Not a place I'd want to be with a rushing DK. And that's not Donkey Kong, folks, nor Diddy Kong. This is VANDUE. Comes in with a lariat, stopped by, well, Classic's clavicle. Even a clavicle's gotta give, as VANDUE's clavicle gives twice, right down to the mat. Classic looking to build momentum now into a pump handle. Slam! Classic calls for it and goes for the cover. No, just 2. The fans dismayed, but no one had a better view of it than referee Ian Rollins, and I have to agree with him, folks. This match continues, and Classic is gonna have to dig a little bit deeper if he wants to seal this deal. Now looking for his finisher, the Glory, Mr. Classic could finish it, but no, a double leg takedown. Classic quickly pushes VANDUE off of his offensive positioning, now delivers the Glory Glory Classic. Rolls VANDUE over, 1, 2, and that's it, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Mr. Classic!
A big win for Classic. We now go backstage with King Goots and Josh Glade.
King Goots here, your 6-time Bar Fights champion. Just trying to chase Josh Glade down. We still have some unanswered questions we're trying to find out from him. I think he's back here in his domicile. Glade, you in there? I see that. Where's... Oh, there you are. Get out here. I got some questions for you. So you're getting a chance at the DCW heavyweight title again. How do you feel about having a second shot to regain your championship? All right, well, you're facing Andrew Sowell. How do you feel about that? What kind of strategy are you going to use to go against him? Do you answer any questions? Do you even know what the sound well makes? Well, what's that? Oh!
Will Sowell continue to fight for the proletariat class, or will Josh Glade get a second reign? We'll find out next.
You've never had a girl before.
Sure I have.
It begins to burn. Combustion, the process of burning, produces heat.
Come look at this!
So it's not just heat we need to make things burn.
Any symptoms?
We need enough heat.
Yeah, I had this little sore. It won't heal.
When something catches fire without something else lighting it, it is called spontaneous combustion.
I could make you happy.
The following contest is anything goes for the DCW Championship.
Our senior official referee, Chris Harmon, has called for the bell. It has sounded, and we're off to a vicious start. It was last week when this match was made that Andrew Sowell revealed to have the doll in his possession. And if there's one thing we've learned, you don't mess with Josh Glade's doll, as Andrew Sowell is feeling the full wrath of this man, Scorn. When DCW General Manager Big Papa Rob, oh my goodness, he's got to be out. But Glade not interested in a pin right now, apparently. As I was saying, but when this match was made by our DCW General Manager, Big Papa Rob, he explained to Sowell very clearly the rules of an all-out brawl are, well, there are no rules. So anything goes, and Glade, after revealing many treats underneath the mat, he seems to have a puzzled look on his face. With the doll in his hands, I'm not sure what cognitive barriers he could be confronting right now, but the physical barrier seems to be crumbling before him as he's now using a paddle, a literal canoe paddle, to deliver out some corporal punishment. That reminds me of my 6th grade teacher, but Glade looks so perplexed, so confused. He's now going back underneath the ring. I feel as Josh Glade looks, I don't even know what's going on here. Never seen Glade just disregard the doll like that, but what's going on here? You mean to tell me that Sowell didn't even have Glade's doll the whole time? An imposter doll. What's he gonna make him do? Oh, goodness sakes. Glade elated to be reunited And I have to say, it looks like it feels so good. He's now placing the doll in the good hands to be trusted by a devoted faithful member during this bout. Sowell, who has already taken multiple shots to the head. I'm surprised he's even afoot, but there he is, back with a vengeance, laying in all of his undisclosed weight because we're not here to body shame him. Goes for the cover, 2. Referee Chris Harmon clearly marking it 2. Sowell now using, it looks like a pack of number 2 pencils. Where did those come from? Again, folks, this is, well, it's not illegal, we'll call it that. The devoted faithful seemingly getting underneath the champion's skin, letting them know what they think of him. Oh my goodness sakes alive! The guttural, emotional, unfeigned screams from Josh Glade, clearly showing how much that hurt. And I believe Sowell, he's just getting started. And I tell you what, folks, despite his protests when the match was made, when it comes to the DCW locker room, no one has more experience in these sorts of no-holds-barred, anything-goes matches at DCW than Andrew Sowell. Though they always haven't worked out for him, just like right now, things aren't working out for him, and hopefully later, his things will even just work. A vicious assault on Sowell's working class. Glade drops into a side mount and goes for the cover. But Sowell able to get out at 2. Glade now up to his feet. Picks up the, is that a paddle or an oar? I'm not sure, but oh no, oh no, oh goodness sakes alive! Sowell's little factory union workers have got to be devastated at this point. I hope he already has kids, because it might not be possible now. Sowell is seemingly seeking safer ground. Glade, in the meantime, has set up a bridge of chairs in the center of the ring. Glade now pulling Sowell back into the ring. Delivers a right hook to the crown of his head. Now a headbutt. Sowell on spaghetti legs makes it back into the ring. And again, using those number 2 pencils. Doing so allows him to create some separation, and perhaps that bridge made by Glade will prove his end, but no! Glade's sheer physical ambit proves too much for Sowell to lift. Sowell looking at his own demise now. My goodness. His kidneys have got to be destroyed too. 1, 2, no! Sowell gets out of the pin. Folks, say what you will about Andrew Sowell, but this title literally means everything to him. There is nothing he won't sacrifice. No internal organ he will not put on the line to ensure another chance at keeping that title on his shoulder. I would say around his waist, but no one's ever seen it there. When I was driving to Salt Lake from Jackson Hole this weekend, it dawned on me that these two competitors actually have more in common than anyone would ever think. They were both part of extremely dominant factions within DCW. They were both successful tag team members who have been left on their own. And they have both become champion by their own merits. And I don't know if Glade has the cognitive capacity to understand a title reign, to understand what this means for Andrew Sowell, but we do know that he understands revenge, that he does understand justice. And right now, Glade is about to mete out some of his own moonsault justice, but no! It's Sowell who meets out his own testicular tit for tat. And now, with the big man Arnie, oh my gosh! For the love of mankind! 2! That's it, folks! Oh my goodness! Look at that
Ladies
table!
and gentlemen, your winner, and still Devotion Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Andrew Sowell!
Despite having no doubt in my mind, internal injuries, Andrew Sowell is able to turn things around and literally turn the table on Josh Glade. He's gone into the backstage area and has returned now with, I mean, Glade's only got a precious few hairs left. What's he gonna do? With clippers now. Oh, he's taken off his beard. Oh. Glade being subject to humiliation on top of losing to Andrew Sowell, now being shorn like an old ewe. That's definitely some wool that I don't think anybody will be collecting to felt at all. Finally, we're able to, as this episode began, so too shall it end. DCW General Manager LaShera, Big Papa Rob, is standing by to address the Profits situation.
Hello, Devoted. We have seen what the Profits have done to Misi, Tom Chad, and Harvey. Misi and Tom Chad are recovered, and we'll be taking on the Profits next week. As far as you go, MK, you'll be facing
Speak of the devil, and he'll appear. Get him, Mark. I'm here to tell you, we don't play games, we don't follow rules. We take what's ours. Violently, or any way we can.
Now I will kill you.